Hey everyone, welcome back to my Purest Alchemy channel. My name is Brianna if you don't know me, and this is my Purest Alchemy channel where we talk about case study, experience, all things like under the sun that come to my mind. Today I want to talk about the vetting process. I wrote this a couple of days ago because I was thinking about how important it is to vet. Vetting is the thorough process of investigating, evaluating, and verifying background, credentials, and integrity of a person, company, or entity. It's commonly used in hiring, security clearances, and business partnerships to ensure trustworthiness, reduce risk, and confirm that candidates meet specific standards. I also looked that up on Google if you see me looking to the side. Vetting can be used through anything. Yes, it could be used through partnerships. It could also be used through hiring and security, but it could also be used in your interpersonal relationships. If you're ever looking for a job, or if you're ever looking for a match when it comes down to a specific sector of your life that you want to make sure that you're investing the right time and energy into. So I wrote about my own process with vetting, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I've learned how important it is to vet what you choose to invest your time, your money, your love into. You must vet to proceed alignment. The vetting process is like a job interview. They ask you a series of questions to gauge if you're fit for the job. They train you after you've been vetted to see if you can handle and understand the workload. I've taken this with me in certain situations, such as finding my therapist. I wanted to find a guide to assist me with what I was not able to see. I knew what I wanted out of therapy. It was important I worked with someone who can relate to my experiences, so I reached out to a couple of people and had a series of questions that encompassed what I was looking for. And after a couple of consultations, I clicked with my therapist. She knew what she was talking about, and she was not condescending. She wasn't hesitant to challenge me and question my long-held beliefs. Probably would have worked out a little differently if I hadn't vetted her properly. So within the process of me looking for a therapist, I knew what I was looking for. I had written out a series of questions to match my ability to connect with somebody who understood me, understood my background, and maybe has went through similar situations, to show me how she was able to move through it with grace, or however she decided to move through it. Vetting is so important because of the simple fact that it allows you to be the person that's choosing, right? Sometimes I've heard stories about people getting connected to therapists, and the therapist and them, they're just not a good match, where the therapist doesn't understand them, they don't understand their cultural values, they don't understand who they are as a person, so it causes a misalignment, and maybe sometimes it causes some type of tension within the relationship. I actually learned this from watching somebody close to me have a therapist, and the therapist wasn't really, I would say, equipped to assist the person. That I know that therapy gives you tools, but I do believe that therapists are supposed to guide you. They're not supposed to just listen to all of your concerns and your issues. They're also supposed to provide you with tools, basically like homework, so you can go out there in the world with a stronger foundation and more confidence in yourself. So when I connected with my therapist, I told her what I was looking for. I asked her a series of questions. I actually had, I think, about 8 or 10 questions written down. She definitely knocked them out, and she checked off all of my boxes. Usually you don't have to rush into making decisions. This is one thing I've learned in life. Don't let anybody ever pressure you into making decisions. Don't let people try to sell you dreams. If something is not in alignment with you, it's something that you will feel. And if you feel rushed, you will also feel that too. But that's the importance of getting in touch with your body and getting in touch with your intuition. And that will allow you to understand if this person is a good fit for you. Now, this process works with mostly everything. If you're ever in a relationship and you don't know if the person is a good fit for you, you have to make sure that you know what you're looking for. That's the most important thing when I say that vetting is a process. Because if you go into a relationship and you're observing the person, you're observing the way they treat people, you're observing how they carry themselves, or let's say like what their hygiene is like, and it's something in there that you're not fond of, or whatever the case may be, I feel like it's very important to understand that person, but also understand what your limitations are, what you want from a relationship. Because if not, you're just going to be taking anything and then wondering why you're not in alignment with the people that are in your life, or the relationships that you have, or even the jobs that you have. It wasn't until like 2021 where I started realizing that I also had to vet the jobs that I was working at too. I would apply for certain jobs and then I would ask them a series of questions. But before that, I didn't know what I was looking for. Like it honestly took me a couple of years throughout my development to understand like what I was looking for when it came down to the environment that I wanted to work at my job. So it was really important for me to learn that, okay, it's okay to ask the interviewer back questions. 9 times out of 10, if you ask them a series of questions like, what's the culture like here? What's a normal day like here? What is the company standard? What are the company values? If you ask these types of questions, this gets a dialogue going for you to also understand what you're walking into. Now, granted, there are times where people may buff the truth when it comes down to what things are really like, but at least you took the time out to ask. There's never a point in time where you can't choose what's best for you. That's the thing about vetting. Like, vetting is a process, and the process is usually lengthy. I think the vetting process never really ends, because it's always important to understand that things are susceptible to change at any moment, and that it's not a bad thing to be inquisitive. It's not a bad thing to ask questions to understand what you are investing your time, love, energy, money into. Like, I pay a certain amount of money every time I have a therapy session, and I knew that that was going to be coming out of my pocket. So I didn't want to just invest money into somebody or something that wasn't giving me the tools that I needed back. It wasn't giving me any type of benefit. And I think that once you realize this about life, when it comes down to equal exchange, you won't just put your energy just anywhere. It's okay to take your time with decisions. It's okay to have standards, and it's okay to have self-worth, where you know that, okay, I'm looking for this and I will not go below this, right? It's the same thing with job pay. Like, if you don't tell them how much you're looking for, if you don't tell them what you will or will not work for, then they will give you just the least amount. So you have to understand what your values are, what your worth is, what your work ethic is, and you have to make sure that you're sticking by that and you're abiding by that, because it's important that you get enough and an equal exchange out of whatever you're putting a lot of your time and your money and your energy into. It's really that simple. Relationships are a two-way street, and everything is relational. Like, if you're going into a car business and you need your car fixed, they wouldn't be able to fix your car if you're not giving them money. But they wouldn't have anything to work on if you didn't have a car. So it's an equal exchange in that way. So I just wanted to make this video today because I was thinking about the vetting process. I was thinking about how important it is to make sure that you're not just following things blindly. You're not just going into things blindly. You're not asking questions, right? It's okay to ask questions, and it's okay to say no if something isn't in alignment with you, because when it comes down to your yes, when you're actually sure, then it'll be that much more worth it. I love my therapist. Like, it's not really I guess, I don't know if it's appropriate to say that I love her. I don't really know, to be honest, but I love her because she has helped me in so many different ways. Even me getting on YouTube and talking is one of the things that me and her worked through. I don't know if that's too personal. Whatever. I believe that it's extremely, extremely important to make sure that whatever you are investing your energy into, you get an equal amount back, because you are worth it. I wanted to give my 2 cents in on why it's so important to vet. Vet anything that you do. Vet anybody. It doesn't matter if it's your boyfriend. It doesn't matter. You always want to ask questions. It does. And if people think that it's uncomfortable for you to ask them questions, as long as it's not like super, super invasive, I believe that it's very, very crucial to having a sustainable relationship, to having a relationship that is worth your time, worth your energy, a business that's worth your time, worth your energy, etc. Vetting is very, very important. You want to make sure that you're not just saying yes to things just to say yes to them. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and until next time, love you.